What's good, YouTube? StrikeMaster31 here, back again. And before we get to today's video, which is basically week 12's lineup, I wanted to first show a little something that I got at my local GameStop yesterday. You'll see that soon enough. But as some of you may know, I pre-ordered my 2 Pokemon games, and yesterday I went to pick them up. There you go, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Yeah, bitches. Oh yeah. And apparently, wow, so powerful. And apparently they were giving us this poster as well for a limited time. I'll show you what it is. Here's one side of it. I don't know if the camera will show it well. I hope it does. Glare. But yeah. Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. Woo! So powerful. Oh my gosh. And then look at the back of it. There's actually a back to it. Mega Denise. So that's what Denise will look like once it Mega Evolves. Pretty cool. Yeah, I'm definitely hanging this poster up somewhere in my room, that's for sure. Hopefully I move so I can put it somewhere. So I can put it somewhere good, because I don't have enough room where I'm at right now. But yeah, I got both games. I was planning to play it today, but unfortunately due to scheduling issues, I unfortunately won't be able to play either game until probably Monday. Now what I plan to do is I'll probably play Omega Ruby first and do that as a casual play. And then Alpha Sapphire, I would like to do it as a Let's Play. Maybe even do a Wonderlock. And maybe even throw in my Survival Lock challenge as well into it. If you'd like to know what I mean by Survival Lock, I'll give you more details if I can get enough support for it. Because, as I told you, I am gonna need, as I've told other people in the Pokemon community, I should say, I do need a laptop, and gaming headset's not as important, but I will also need a 3DS XL with a capture board. Now, if I can get both of those things, then I should be able, then I will be able to Let's Play Alpha Sapphire, since Omega Ruby I plan to do as my casual play on my own free time. And I might even do a giveaway too, because I might actually get an extra copy of either one or both games, and I may do a giveaway for those games too. I'll keep you postponed if I do that. So I might do like a Kickstarter or Indiegogo, like either GoFundMe or Indiegogo, and see if I could fundraise the money for the capture board and for the laptop, so I can at least have it and then set it up. And also, you know, if any of you out there are willing to donate right now, you could donate to my PayPal account. It's under StrikeMaster31. It just, if you want to maybe help me reach that goal quicker, and the sooner I can get this get all the equipment, the better. Now, goal is, if I can get my equipment before December, I would say before December 7th, because I would need time to get the stuff as well. Once I get the money, I need time to actually go and get it. Then, if it could be done before December 7th, then most likely either the weekend after or that same weekend, I will start my own Let's Play of Alpha Sapphire, and I will be doing Wonderlock with a survival lock challenge in there. And again, survival lock, I won't tell anyone just yet about it until it's confirmed that I can get all the necessary equipment that I need so I can actually do it. But anyway, that's enough talk about Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. Please, like, I can't get enough of talking about Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. Been waiting for 3rd gen remake for a long time. But anyway, now on to the main topic at hand for this video, which is the Week 12 lineup. Now, from Thursday night's game, you had the Chiefs versus the Raiders. And shockingly, the Raiders finally getting their first win, beating the Chiefs in a close one, 24-20. So the Chiefs fall to 7-4, and the Raiders finally get their first win, but they're 1-10. But they do eliminate the chance of a winless team for the entire season. Now here's where things become a little crazy. Sorry. Because the first game up for Sunday that was supposed to be at 1 o'clock was the Jets versus the Bills in Buffalo. However, because of the over 7 feet of snow that they got in Buffalo, the NFL has decided that they were going to move the game to Monday night and move it to Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan, because they do have a closed dome, and I believe it's the closest one with a closed dome at this time. Although you could correct me on that one, but yeah, that game has been moved to Ford Field over in Detroit, Michigan, and is now on a Monday night. It's an early game. I will get more to it on that in a little bit, but I believe the NFL made the right decision by moving the game like right away. I mean Buffalo has enough to worry about. Let them recover from what they're dealing with. And again, remember, it's only a football game. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, again, the whole city of Buffalo has a lot more to worry about, like their roofs collapsing with all the snow on top of this stuff, or even worse, flooding, because with all that snow melting, and it's 7 feet, gonna be a lot of flooding. So they're really trying to see if they can move most of the snow out, so that the people can at least get out of their houses and try to take the snow down before their roofs end up collapsing. So, they have a lot to worry about. So, good call on the NFL for moving the game to another state. But anyway, that was the one game that's being postponed. I will mention a little more about its timing just a little later in this video. But all the rest of the 1 o'clock games are still on at their exact time. We got the 6-4 Browns versus the 4-6 Falcons. The Browns-Falcons. That could be an interesting game. And then the 2-8 Buccaneers versus the 4-6 Bears. Sorry, I'm looking at something real quick. The 6-3-1 Bengals versus the 5-5 Texans. Interesting. Then there's the 7-3 Lions versus the 8-2 Patriots. Ooh boy, That could be interesting. And then everyone's favorite, and I use that lightly, favorite rivalry, 7-3 Packers versus the 4-6 Vikings. I use it lightly because the Vikings aren't that big this year, unfortunately. But anyway, the 1-9 Jaguars versus the 6-4 Colts, and then the 2-8 Titans versus the 7-3 Eagles. That's interesting. Now at 4:05 we have 2 games at the 4:05 hour. That would be 4:05 in the afternoon. So please don't say 0400 or 04:05 or anything like that, because that's military time and that's AM, not PM. But anyway, we have the Rams versus the Chargers. Rams 4-6, Chargers 6-4, and then the 9-1 Cardinals, the only team with 9 wins so far, versus the 6-4 Seahawks. And that's going to be an important game because that is a divisional match. The Seahawks would need that win in order to stay alive, not only in their division but in the wild card spot, in the wild card race as well. And now for 4:25, again 2 games: the 6-4 Dolphins versus the 7-3 Broncos. Excuse me. Dolphins do need the win to stay, to at least catch up to the Patriots in the East, the AFC East. And then the something dark side. Anywho, the 3-7 Redskins versus the 6-4 49ers. Again, an important match for the 49ers. They need the win to stay alive, not only in the division but also in the wildcard race as well. Now for the 8:30 game on Sunday night over on NBC, there's the 7-3 Cowboys versus the 3-7 Giants. Normally that would be a good game, but with the way the Giants are struggling, I would just like the Giants to ruin the Cowboys this year. I mean, come on, Giants, can you at least win this one so you can spoil it for the Cowboys? At least try to not go down without a fight. Giants! Anyway, and then there's Monday night, 2 games this Monday night, which is the 2-8 Jets. The first one, which is at 7 o'clock. Yes, it's a bit of an early evening start time, but at 7 o'clock, this is the game that was postponed from Sunday, the 2-8 Jets versus the 5-5 Bills, and that game will be at Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan. And the NFL has already said that they're giving away basically general admission tickets, and that these are free tickets. So anyone who's in the Detroit area or who's going to be in the Detroit area before Monday, go and grab your tickets because you don't want to miss a free game. Trust me, I would love to jump on that train if I could go to Detroit, but I cannot. Bummer. But hey, free game for them. Second time it happened in 3 years. If anyone remembers it, there was the Giants-Vikings game where the game had to be moved there to Ford Field because of the massive snow that was happening in Minnesota, and the covering that they had collapsed and the snow fell into the stadium, and that was a lot of cleanup to do, so they moved it to Ford Field. And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't remember who won. People are saying the Giants won that one, but for some reason I remember the Vikings winning that one. I don't know. If anyone could correct me on that one, please let me know. And then the 8:30 game, which is the 6-4 Ravens versus the 4-6 Saints. The Saints are gonna need to win that one just so that they can stay consistent with the Falcons in the South, especially if the Falcons end up winning against the Browns this Sunday. Okay, that's your lineup. Now let's get to the standings. For the AFC, which you probably already know, in the East, the Patriots are on top, 8-2. The Dolphins are at 6-4. The Bills in third at 5-5. The Jets at 2-8, and they are not making the playoffs for any reason. We already know. In the West, we have right now the 7-3 Broncos on top. The Chiefs at 7-4, seeing as how they just played their game on Thursday. Need to wait and see to see if that changes in any way. So we'll just wait on. For now, they're still in the second spot. The Chargers in the third spot, 6-4, and the Raiders at 1-10 since they just had their game on Thursday. Chiefs and Raiders, and that was a division game. And since the Chiefs did lose that division game, they might have lost their tiebreaker at this point. They might have. I could be wrong. But anywho, in the North, the Bengals are still on top, 6-3-1 because of the tie. They are on top right now in their standings. Steelers at 7-4, very close, and want to take that away from them. Steelers are playing this week, or do they have their bye week? Did I ever mention the Steelers? No, that means they are on a bye this week. They got a late bye. This could get interesting. The Ravens at 6-4, that close in third, and the Browns at 6-4. Notice the AFC North is the one division where no team has a losing record, and everyone in that division still has a shot at making the playoffs for the division or even the wild card. I like that. I like that a lot. So this division could come down to the wire. Could very much come down to the very last game of the season at this point. Especially with the Ravens probably needing the win just so that they can stay afloat. And of course, if the Browns win and the Bengals somehow lose against the Texans, the Browns end up coming back on top, I would think. And with the Steelers off, they would stay in second place because, you know, anyone on the bye, they got to give them consideration. And then in the South, you have the 6-4 Colts. They're first. Texans closely behind at 5-5. Titans at 2-8, and Jaguars at 1-9. The Texans are making this a race. If the Texans beat the Bengals this Sunday, and say the Colts, I did mention the Colts, right? And the Colts somehow lose to the Jaguars, which I don't think will happen, but you know, let's say it does. Then the Texans would take first place in the AFC South due to the Colts losing. Or maybe the Colts still stay in first place, but that one could come down to the wire between the Colts and the Texans at this point. It really could. If the Texans catch up, watch out. Colts may not even make the playoffs this year. Alright, so in the NFC, we have the South, which is the one division where everyone has a losing record, yet all of them still have a shot at making the playoffs, which I still think is stupid. And I really think they should let other teams that are more deserving in their place instead. But anywho, the South has the 4-6 Falcons, who now are in first place thanks to their win last week, and the Saints lost. Matter of fact, wasn't that a division game? Wasn't it the Falcons and the Saints, and it was a division game? Sorry, I'm looking it up. No, it was the Panthers. The Bengals beat them at home. But since the Falcons won a division game and the Saints lost, Falcons get first place because they have the tiebreaker right now. So Falcons on top. The Saints closely behind with the same record, 4-6. Panthers at 3-7. Buccaneers at 2-8. Oddly enough, all of them still have a shot at making the playoffs in their division. But again, stupid if they make it and it's a losing record. At least let it be a winning record if it's gonna happen. Anyway, nor here nor there, I guess. In the North, the Lions still in first place at 7-3. Packers also at 7-3, but in second place due to a tiebreaker. I think because the Lions beat out most of their division already. Packers have not yet. Bears at 4-6, and Vikings also at 4-6. Bears and Vikings still have a slim chance, but I don't think they're gonna make it. I think it's gonna come down between the Lions and the Packers. And like I mentioned before, the Lions and Packers do face each other in the final week of the regular season, so it could come down to the wire. It could not, but who knows? And in the East, we have the 7-3 Eagles, who are still in first place due to a tiebreaker. Cowboys in second place with the same record. Giants at 3-7 third, and Redskins 3-7 third. Fourth. I think Giants, because they have a tiebreaker over the Redskins, that's the only reason why they're in third. Otherwise, they probably would be last right now. And quite frankly, Cowboys-Giants game, I'm not really looking forward to it. I honestly hope the Giants beat the Cowboys, just to ruin the Cowboys' day. So since the Eagles should beat the Titans easily, they should beat the Titans. If by some miracle the Titans beat the Eagles, then all hell's gonna break loose, let's be honest. And then in the West, the Cardinals, commanding lead of their division at 9-1, the only team with 9 wins. Oh, by the way, Patriots the only team with 8 wins as well. 49ers with a tiebreaker in second at 6-4. Seahawks also at 6-4, and the Rams at 4-6. Now, like I mentioned earlier, the 49ers and the Seahawks are basically playing for their lives right now because of how things are going in the division. They need to keep winning to not only stay alive in the wildcard spot, but also to stay alive in their division, because at this rate, let's say it was to end right now. If the whole thing was to end right now, you'd have the Patriots in the East in the first spot, the Broncos in the second spot, second seed I should say, from the West, and then I would believe it would be the Bengals and the Colts in the third and fourth seed spot respectively, with probably the Chiefs and the Steelers in the fifth and sixth spots respectively, I would say. And that would be your 6 teams for the playoffs if it was to end right here, right now. And in the NFC, it would be the 4-6 Falcons. And I would say the 4th spot. The Cardinals would be in the 1st spot in the West. It is a draw, but I think it would be the Eagles in the 2nd spot. I mean, it could go either way. I want to say it's the Eagles. I think it might be the Lions. Either the Eagles or the Lions will be in the 2nd seed, with the other one being in the 3rd seed. And then the 4th seed would be the Falcons. And then wildcard spots would be the Cowboys and the Packers, 5th and 6th respectively. 49ers and Seahawks wouldn't even be in contention, and the Seahawks wouldn't even be able to defend their title. Big one. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's end this video off on a positive note. Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre. Megatennis. So beautiful. Stop. But anyway, let's end it off on a positive note. If you have pre-ordered your game already and you have not picked it up, you have one more day to pick it up before you lose your reservation. So go pick up your game now, and hopefully they'll still have some of these posters. They are on a first come first served basis, but hopefully they still have some of these posters, and you can get yourself one of these posters for yourself. That's if you reserved it at GameStop, that is. If you reserved it anywhere else, probably you won't get the poster. But if you reserved it at GameStop and you have yet to pick it up, go pick it up as soon as you can, and hopefully you'll get one of these posters. And if you reserved it anywhere else, well, hopefully you do get something. It would be sad not to get anything, but since every time you reserve a Pokemon game, they normally give something out while supplies last. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. Again, if anyone can help me out with getting a computer and getting a capture board, a 3DS XL with capture board, or even the capture board for a 3DS that I can assemble easily, then, you know, let me know. And, you know, I would prefer to get another 3DS XL with a capture board already installed onto it, and just download the programs personally so that I can get it set up. But again, if anyone can help me out with that laptop, with the laptop, and also with the 3DS XL with capture board, you know, let me know. Hit me up if you want to donate. PayPal, StrikeMaster381, and I most likely will be doing either a GoFundMe, or Indiegogo, what's the word? Fundraiser, yeah. Guess for lack of a better term, there was another word I wanted to use, but yeah, basically the little fundraiser that I'll probably end up doing, either on GoFundMe or Indiegogo. So do look out for that if I don't hear back from anyone who might be able to help me out or anything. So anyway, that's gonna do it. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you next time. StrikeMaster out.